Alright, my beautiful people, thank you so much for returning to Crafty Crafts. We are outside today because it's a beautiful, beautiful day, and as you guessed from the title, we are going to be painting a tulip today. So today I just want to do a singular tulip because once you know how to do one, it will be easier to do multiples versus starting with multiples. So for this particular painting, it does not matter what size canvas you want. I've got a smaller one here today, and mine is a rectangular one, but you can do a square, you can do a rectangle, whatever you want. The colors we will be using today are red, white, green, and preferably a light blue. Those are the four colors. Red, white, green, and preferably a lighter blue. So let's get started. Grab our paint, grab our brushes, and let's go. So I'm using the apple barrel acrylic paints today. You can use whatever kind of paints you have, or crayons, or whatever you want to use. I'm gonna use this flat brush for the background, and our background is gonna be what's light blue. So I'm actually gonna go diagonal with this and start darker on the corner, and then maybe mix it with a little bit of white. And again, like any other painting that we do together, don't be afraid to blend it in, to let the colors blend in. Don't be afraid to experiment a little bit and get different shades on there. Sometimes it looks better, sometimes you'll just paint it again, it's fine. So there's that. If you want to paint the sides, go ahead and paint the sides, it's okay. I'm just not gonna paint the bottom side because the bottom side is gonna be a different color. But if you do paint the side, try to make sure that it's the same shade or shades as the one on top. Otherwise it might look funny. So now that we've got everything done, we'll let this dry and we'll start drying our flower. So real quick, so we're all on the same page. If you didn't see before, I did use the cool blue and just regular white to do the background. For the red, I actually have two kinds of red here. I've got a bright red as well as the flamenco red. And the flamenco red is just a little bit darker. And then for the green, I also have a few shades here. I've got the Christmas green, the winter green that is a little bit lighter than the Christmas green, and the bright green, which is the normal green color in most of the packs. But I'm gonna be using all of those because it will be better going with one of them. And then, sorry, I painted myself in the process. It will be easier starting with one of them and going with details. So you'll see in a minute. So let's check that it's all dry and let's get started. Grab a detail brush. So remember that a little paint goes a long way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of red. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw kind of like a smile, if you will. Just a little bit of a smile. And then I'm going to bring it up into kind of like a cone, but I'm going to round the top off a little bit and bring it back down. This is going to be my first lift. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the darker red, the flamenco red that I have, but I'm going to start in the middle and just paint it in. And I'm gonna go with the brighter red to the outside. And I will blend them over here. I don't think this is the right brush to do it, but you do whatever you're comfortable with. And the reason why I'm going diagonal over here is because I'm going to use a little bit of white up top. I'm going to put this brush down and grab another one. Grab a little bit of white and get the white up top a little bit. And you can bring the white a little down across here too if you wanted to. So there's our first leaf for our tulip, our very first leaf for our tulip. The next thing we're gonna do while we let that dry for a minute is dry a stem, but kind of diagonal stem. So, sorry, I'm gonna grab a brush. I should have had all of this ready already, but I'm kind of off today, so I apologize about that. I'm just gonna grab one of these brushes for right now. And I'm actually gonna use the Kelly green right now, so it's kind of like the normal greenish one. Nope, not this brush. Okay. Kind of bring it down a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the darker green and go on the outer side and kind of go middle to light. So how we all doing? Is it getting dry? Is it good? Now in my opinion you should always have a paper towel to clean off your brushes and if you need to smart something off real quick. So your stem might look a little big right now, but that's okay because we're gonna go out here and here with the flower. And in the back, so the flower will actually be bigger. This is not the whole flower, this is just one leaf. So I'm just waiting for this to completely dry before I go on it again. But if you don't want to use certain different shades, then just use the one shade, that's okay. And if you don't want to use red for the tulip, use orange, use yellow, use whatever you want to use. So let's just wait for this to dry off real quick and then we'll get going. Alright kids, so the next step we're gonna do is take the bright red again, or the only red you are using, whatever it is you're using, kind of make, I guess, a slice of orange, if you will, to both sides. And I'm not really worried about the shape right now because we will fix it. And if you want to just know where we're going with this, the next thing that will happen is this would be another leaf right there, as well as there would be one right here. So this might come up a little more. And then there would be one more right there, as well as one more right there. So go ahead and paint your lips however you want. I'm going to continue going with the brighter outside, the middle inside, and a little bit of white on top, and we'll meet together in a second to see what you got. Okay lovelies, just so we're all clear, this is a real flower in my yard, but this is the angle we're going for in the picture. I know it doesn't look like it exactly, but this is what we were going for. So there's that, and now what I'm going to do next, or what we should do next. If you wanted to, you can leave it like that, but I'm gonna add a leaf here or here, probably here, because tulips have those long leaves. They're not too thick, but they're quite long. So I'm gonna do the here. I'm just trying to blend the colors in so it looks like it fits and not contrast. And then I think I'm gonna take another one and go from the bottom. Like that. Just like that. So there's our tulip painting. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you guys decide to do this or if you do this along, please take a picture and put it in the comments below. Let me see and know what you got going. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful and blessed rest of your day.